Well, I'm here to tell you, she's back outside, dog. Caitlin popped up at the Nike headquarters, and people that worked at Nike is leaking information all over social media, pretty much saying that Caitlin Clark pulled up at the facility.
Caitlin Clark was spotted at Nike headquarters, and it's got everyone talking. They rolled out the red carpet. But here's the catch. Nike hasn't released any Clark merch, no shoes, no shirts, nothing. After signing her, they've done nothing.
She was spotted somewhere, kind of important. Like, we've all talked about how, Nike have done a horrible job marketing her, and I agree with that.
With Clark at Nike headquarters, things might be shifting. Could this visit mean we'll finally see Caitlin Clark gear on the shelves? Let's dive into what this could mean for both Clark and Nike's future.
Headquarters, and the only thing that I can think about entirely is they're about to get ready to drop something big.
Let's take a moment to break down why this visit to Nike headquarters is such a big deal. Nike, the leader in sports apparel, just signed one of basketball's brightest rising stars, Caitlin Clark, to a massive $28 million deal. This could mark the beginning of something huge for both Clark and Nike.
At the time, a lot of us were so excited about this. Nike is obviously the biggest brand in athletic apparel, and Caitlin seemed to be a perfect fit for the brand. $28 million at the time, while some people, including myself, were saying that this might be a little bit too low because of the superstar that she is, it seemed to be like a fantastic deal.
And then nothing, no shoes, no shirts, not even a single poster with Clark's face. It's like Nike holding a winning lottery ticket and deciding to use it as a bookmark.
We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoe.
You might be thinking, wait, isn't Caitlin Clark supposed to be the next big thing in basketball? And you'd be right. That's what makes this whole situation so baffling. Nike has a potential gold mine on their hands, yet they're treating it like just another pebble in their sneaker.
Sense to delay it. There is absolutely no reason why Nike have not released like Caitlin Clark type t-shirts. They don't have a logo like they have with A'ja Wilson.
Here's where it gets interesting. While Nike's been slow with Clark, other players like A'ja Wilson are already getting their own shoe lines. It's like watching someone else make the All-Star game while you're left on the bench. Some say the delay could be about not wanting to upset the veterans.
Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan Strauss. He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star.
You might be wondering how Nike let this happen. Well, your guess is as good as mine. It's like they've got LeBron James 2.0 on their roster and are treating her like just another player. This isn't just a fumble. It's like they dropped the ball, kicked it off the court, and let it roll all the way to the parking lot.
Who just won league MVP for the third time.
The real losers are the fans eager for Clark's merch, but Nike's giving them nothing. Instead, they're betting on A'ja Wilson, who doesn't match Clark's marketability.
For a rant, but this is just another example about how people have fumbled the gift that is Caitlin Clark.
Game changer alert, folks. Caitlin Clark just walked into Nike HQ, and you won't believe what went down. The basketball sensation Nike seems to have overlooked is now front and center, and it's about time.
Is A'ja Wilson currently the best player in the WNBA? Yes. Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think that would be the case. And I'm sorry to break that news to everybody, whether it's fair, whether it's whatever, that's just the truth.
This is the best news yet. It's like Nike finally remembered they signed one of the biggest stars in women's basketball. Suddenly, her face is everywhere, posters on walls, employees buzzing with excitement.
Caitlin Clark was spotted at Nike headquarters, which is an important.
One Nike staffer couldn't contain themselves, saying it's like having a rock star in the building. Everyone's trying to get a glimpse of her. But here's where it gets really interesting.
As soon as you walk into Nike headquarters, they got "Welcome Caitlin" with a banner of her, full size, her autograph, and the Nike logo at the bottom.
Clark wasn't there for a meet and greet. She meant business. We're talking closed-door interviews and hush-hush meetings in the Michael Jordan building. Just casual stuff in the building named after the greatest basketball player of all time.
Signatures all over the campus was lit. CC did some closed interviews and then a campus chat in the Michael Jordan building. That max capacity in 2 minutes. CC, things are coming.
You might be wondering what's happening behind those closed doors. The buzz is real. Rumors of signature shoes, clothing lines, and even a personal logo. Caitlin Clark gear could be flying off the shelves.
Caitlin Clark probably had to see it in person to give it the green check mark or put the smiley face by it.
But why now? What changed? It's simple. Clark's star power is undeniable. She's been breaking records and dominating the court, and Nike can't ignore her anymore. Fans have been clamoring for Clark merch, and Nike's finally feeling the pressure.
Signatures all over the campus was lit. CC did some closed interviews and then a campus chat in the Michael Jordan building. That max capacity in 2 minutes. CC, things are coming. Somebody said, nice job in the scoop. Thank you for the info, CC, and is super excited. One person said, Tim, we love your family. So freaking cool. And I have to admit, guys, this is pretty dope that, this information did end up coming out about Caitlin Clark being at the Nike headquarters, and the only thing that I can think about entirely is they about to get ready and drop some big.
Oh yeah, word on the street is that these meetings weren't just about photo shoots or commercial ideas. They were about renegotiating her deal.
Business, but something I did hear through the grapevine is that Caitlin Clark is actually renegotiating her.
This visit could be a game changer for Clark, Nike, and women's basketball. It's about more than shoes. It's about recognition, respect, and giving female athletes the platform they deserve.
Contract. Now, I don't know if that's going to be made public. If, you're going to give Caitlin more money or a new deal. But one thing I can say is Nike is definitely working with Caitlin on something. Now, it's something. Now, they haven't been, privy to releasing anything right now, but they're definitely working on something.
Hold on to your sneakers, folks, because the Caitlin Clark shoe saga just took another wild turn. You know how we've all been dying to get our hands on some Caitlin kicks.
Contract. Now, I don't know if that's going to be made public. If, you're going to give Caitlin more money or a new deal. But one thing I can say is Nike is definitely working with Caitlin on something. Now, it's something. Now, they haven't been, privy to releasing anything right now. But they're...
Well, get this. Some people are saying we might have to wait until 2026. Yep, 2026. That's like waiting for 3 Christmases in a row.
Her team fumbled. They didn't realize how big she was going to be. A lot of the deals for Caitlin Clark, shoe deals, were based on her staying in college. And in fact is that she would have made more money on a shoe deal if she had stayed in college.
Here's the real question. Is 2026 too late? Clark's on fire. Fans are eager to buy. And Nike's missed so much hype. It's like they've been asleep while she's been dominating the court.
The hype that Caitlin Clark had going into this season, we will not see that again. She came off of playing in a national championship game that had over 20 million people tuned into that game, then going straight into the draft, and then going straight into the WNBA and breaking an insane amount of records.
The ideal scenario is that Caitlin Clark plays a couple of games this season in her shoe. Is that maybe she plays the playoff in her shoe. That would be the ideal situation for Nike. Like what, say, LeBron used to do when he would wear different shoes in the playoffs in the regular season. But if suddenly you've got the playoffs and Caitlin Clark is rocking the Caitlin Clark ones, and there's all the hype, and you release them, but you release them in limited quantities in July. You release one colorway, whatever colorway Caitlin Clark wore, and then you release another colorway and a couple more colorways, and obviously they're not all going to sell out. It's big for Nike, and I think this is more important for Nike than it is for Caitlin Clark herself, because at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark is still going to be Caitlin Clark. She's still going to be a worldwide superstar. If you look on Google Trends, Caitlin Clark has still not been overtaken by Unrivaled, and this is since the start of the year.
According to Sports Pro, Caitlin Clark is the 4th most marketable athlete in the world. Yeah, not just female athlete, not just in the United States, but in the entire world.